Hey guys, Jack here. For the next 2 days I'm in Amman, Jordan before I head off to Erbil, Iraq. Today I'm exploring the Citadel, the Umayyad Palace and more. Before I get started, be sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss a single thing on the adventure across the world. Now, let's get to it. The Amman Citadel sits on top of a plateau which has commanding views of the surrounding countryside. Now a part of a sprawling city, for centuries it served as military fortification to defend the empire against enemies. While the Citadel changed hands from empire to empire, it still maintained its military purpose. So apparently archaeological evidence suggests that there's been human inhabitants on this hill for 4,000 years, although the buildings and ruins you see here are mostly from the Roman, Byzantine and Umayyad empires, the last of which ended in the 700s AD, at which point this site pretty much fell into decline until the mid-1800s. Once archaeological excavations began, its storied past came to light as we learned that empire after empire, from the Umayyads to the Byzantines, had taken control of the hill and integrated it into the empire. So something Joe and I talked about in Carthage and when we were touring the sites of ancient Egypt is how we felt like we shouldn't be walking on the ruins that we were walking in, because in Carthage you can just kind of walk all over. In ancient Egypt you can do the same at a lot of those sites. There's a lot of preservation work that goes in, but still it seems as an American odd to do that. And here it's like they've got plaques and stuff up inside of some of the ruins. You're meant to walk over on them, and it's very odd to me. But I mean, maybe it's just different values towards the past, different kinds of tourism, I don't know, but it's just I don't know, something about it feels dirty walking on this. And Joe, when you see this, you're gonna be like, yes, I totally agree, because you kind of brought it up first. While of strategic military importance, this hill served as more than just an outpost. There were sprawling communities, churches, cisterns, and more as empire after empire occupied it. In fact, archaeological evidence suggests that each empire primarily occupied different parts of the hill, as it's divided into a Byzantine sector, a Roman sector, and Umayyad sector, and each of those contains remnants of other societies which occupied the hill. In true Roman fashion, this cut in the road was designed for water runoff to prevent the road from flooding. So something that's pretty easy to see up here on this hill is its strategic importance. You can see out to every direction. They even have signs like one right over here telling you what's in each direction. So it's no wonder that empire after empire occupied this hill. And what's really cool about it is they never fully destroyed the empire before them. So the hill's remnants is kind of divided into precincts. So right now, I'm in the Umayyad precinct. Over on the other side of the diagonal, there's the Byzantine, and over that way, there's Roman. So you kind of get to see how the different groups and the different empires built things, how they lived, and how historians and archaeologists are interpreting what went on here, because there's obviously no record saying this was a room, this was a mosque, this was a insert thing here, but it's still a pretty cool thing to see from the different perspectives, because a lot of times when you're in museums you just all looks the same. You don't really get to compare this to this to this, and it's really nice. So now I'm walking to the Roman Theater, which is apparently down all these stairs and across the street. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut off abruptly. I was passing people who are praying. It's Friday, so that's going to be quite commonplace, and I don't want to interrupt their prayers. So anyway, I'm going to the Roman Theater. Oh, there it is, right over there. Like I mentioned before, this area was occupied by empire after empire, so there's a lot of remnants of certain ones. And I'm really sore, so I'm glad I'm going down here right now, because I don't think you'll see in the Petra video is the fact that my hostel was on top of a massive hill, and after walking for hours at Petra, I had to walk up that thing or pay for a taxi, but I wasn't going to do that. And so now my legs hurt, so I'm glad I'm going downhill now instead of up to get there.
Accessing the Roman Theater as a tourist was a bit of a trick. I had the Jordan Pass, which meant I was allowed to be there, but I had to show it multiple times at different points to police officers to prove it. All the while, local school children were playing football outside, and I had to wonder if they had to pay an entry or show an ID to get in there. I figured probably not. I found it interesting that of all the history in Amman, it was really only the Roman sites that were still standing. I wondered why that might be and decided I'd visit a few museums to find out. Little did I know that in just a few hours, this entire trip would take a turn.
Totally forgot today is Friday, so nothing's going to be open until this afternoon. You can probably hear the sermon in the background, so I'm going to go back to the hostel and do some work, I guess. So it's my second day in Amman, and I've got a story for you guys. So yesterday, I was swiping on dating apps because I've been single for too long, and people tell me I need to get out there, so I'm like, okay, why not? I'm in the capital city of an American ally. Let's do this. Haven't had any problems in Middle East and North Africa, so end up matching with a lot of girls, which is nice. That doesn't normally happen. So match with one, and she says, hey, let's go meet over here in this area, which admittedly is a nice area. So okay, we go over there, we meet up, and she actually sends me a pin, like, let's meet, outside of McDonald's, and we'll decide where to go. So okay. So I get an Uber over there. It's like 2 Jordanian dinar to get there, meet up, and she's like, hey, while I was waiting, I found this bar, let's go here. And it's called the Prestige, I think. And so, okay, let's go there. And so I go in, we grab a seat, and I grab a beer, she gets a shisha and a drink, and another drink, and a drink, and a drink. Like, it's drinking fast, really fast. And I'm thinking that she's gonna be totally wasted by the time we leave. But then the manager walks up, is like, hey, just want to explain, you're in the booth, it's going to cost this much for the booth. I was like, okay, not a big deal. He's like, and then, for what you're drinking, not a big deal. And I knew that this was going to be an expensive night based on how fast she was drinking. And then I actually commented to her at one point, they don't put a lot of alcohol in that, do they? And she goes, no, not really. They, not as much as you would get in the States. They don't make it very strong. So, okay, which is odd to me because the amount they were charging for the drinks. And she's just like knocking them back one after the next after the next. And so the guy comes up to me and says, hey, just let you know, we accept a visa, and if your visa doesn't work, we can go across the ATM and grab some cash out, not a big deal. I said, okay, well, my visa will work, it's been working the entire time. So then we go to pay for the bill, and it is astronomically higher than what I thought it was gonna be. I wasn't really keeping track of how much she was drinking because we're on a date, and I knew it wasn't that much, but he hands me the bill and I don't speak Arabic. I can't read Arabic, and handwriting doesn't translate well, so okay, go to tap the visa, doesn't work. I don't have my bank card on me because I don't take all of my cards on dates and stuff when I meet people, so this is a whole ordeal. He's mad that I can't give him the money, and I've offered, like, look, I have the money, I can pay you, no problem. How about I just leave you my passport card, I go to my hostel, I grab my cash, I come back. He's like, no, I'm not taking anything from you. So, okay, well, what do we do? So he ends up sending me back with one of his guys in a car to my hostel to get the cash, and I come back. She's still there. She waited for me, which I don't know of many women that would. So she waited for me there, and go in, and I pay, and the guy says, it's not enough. So, oh yeah, it is, recount it. And he counts it, and he goes, okay, it's enough. And then he's acting all nice. And then he's like, hey, thank you. Would you like a drink for free, maybe a beer or something? And I'll have the car take you back to your hostel. Don't worry about it. It's free of charge. I'm like, okay. And then the girl who was still waiting there was like, yeah, I'm just going to go meet my sister for dinner. And it's been like later and later and later. To me, it's super late to eat dinner. And so then I grabbed the car back, and this guy is telling me all about, the people he's driven for. And I found it a bit odd that no one hassled me for a tip or anything. So then I jumped on Google Maps, and I went and found this place. It's got a 1-star rating because apparently this place uses girls on dating apps to get guys like me to come there, and knowing they don't speak or read Arabic, and they charge them out the freaking rear for their drinks, knowing they can't fight it. And I'm thinking back, looking at it, there were a couple of indicators, but one of them was that the card machine didn't work because he had to turn it on. He's telling me it was down, and he turned it on, everything went through fine. So I don't think it was actually connected, and I think that's just how they used to get cash out of people like me, tourists, right? So I definitely got scammed last night on this date. I am fully confident she was in on it, based on just the number of reviews people adding on, just the number of people that they've run into or dealt with, that the girl has been a part of the scam. She actually said, oh, you're not going to leave anything for him? So, well, I've already given him all the money. No, I'm not leaving anything else. Probably because she was going to get a cut of it. So anyway, that was my night last night. It wasn't even a good date. Like, she was not a very good participant, and so let that be a lesson. People like me talk about how bad it is on dating apps for guys for getting scammed, and women just aren't interested in that. Just another indicator that we should stay off of them and try to meet people in other ways, because that sucked. So anyway, that's the story of my night last night. That's why I didn't really do much after the Roman theater. I was like, oh, I'll go take a nap, I'll recoup, go take a shower before I go on this date, And I'm probably not going on a date for another 1,400 years or so. So if you're in Amman, guys, watch out for that one. It can end up costing you a whole lot of money. The good news is I had enough money to pay for it, not cause a problem. But I was definitely like, I just want to go to bed now. I just want to go back, go to sleep, wake up and start the new day tomorrow, which I am. So I think today I'm going to go to the Jordan Museum, the Martyrs and Military Museum, and I may even check out a Turkish bath. Yes, last night's done.
None of those plans were to come to fruition, though, as the entire road and all the museums were blocked off by the police for some sort of official function. Oh well, I just have to try again on my next time in Amman. Seeing as the museums weren't open, I decided I could afford the time to go have a sit-down breakfast at a nice restaurant. It was a wonderful meal that should have cost me 5 Jordanian dinar, but ended up costing me 13 for reasons I still don't understand.
Alright guys, so I'm here at Starbucks in Amman, and if you know me, you know that I hate Starbucks in Amman. Sorry, I'm going to keep looking away at my camera. There's some people over there, or my phone, there's some people over there. I hate going to Starbucks abroad. There's so much better coffee around, but I made an exception today because I'm kind of over Amman, to be honest with you. It's the only place I've ever been where getting scammed is a way of life. Whether it be, the date I talked about earlier on in the video, or it just comes to being overcharged on your bill for breakfast because you can't read Arabic and you're going, I know I only ordered so much food, I know I didn't order that much, and then they just explain it away, and then of course everyone wants to pay in cash, not with card, even though card's accepted everywhere, because then there's no record. And scams happen all over the world, and you can kind of laugh them off, or you can kind of say, they got me on that one. But just the outright rip-off here is really burnt me on Amman, which is a shame, because Jordan is such a lovely country, and these people have given it a bad name, a bad taste in my mouth as I'm about to leave. So that's why I'm here at Starbucks. I did not end up going to the Jordan Museum yesterday. It didn't open until 3 o'clock. I was kind of burned on getting scammed at a meal. So I'm going to go this morning to give the art and culture, you know, its due, and then my flight leaves this afternoon. So hopefully the museum is worth the 20-minute walk in what looks like it's going to be potentially rain. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of give a insight as to the title of the video, why it says I probably won't come back to Amman. It's just I'm just so burned on the scams, and you know, if work sends me back here, if someone really talks me into it, maybe, but as a solo traveler, it's just not gonna happen. Jordan, absolutely. Amman, probably not for a very long time, if ever. So, cheers. Alright guys, so as you can probably tell from the airport videos, I did not make it to the Jordan Museum. It started raining pretty hard, so I just went back to the hostel and was working on the video from our time in the Sahara. And as much as I wanted to go to the Jordan Museum, that's probably a pretty fitting end of the trip to go, you know what, I'm over at Amman. I go to walk outside to go give the culture the chance, and it's just raining and I just can't go. But did get an Uber with a girl from Hungary, so I got to split the cost, so that was kind of nice. We had a nice talk all the way here. I have to say the security at Amman was very professional. I very much respected what they were doing. They apologized for having to go through my bag, but then they went through it all. They asked what things were rather than just confiscate them, which I did not have that luxury in Egypt. And the guy that was going through my bag was actually like inquisitive. Oh, what is this for? He's pretty impressed with my portable coffee machine. And then when he thought, oh, I'm not sure if this is allowed or not, he asked a supervisor and they told him yay or nay, and everything was good as long as I checked all my bags. So, and I actually kind of like this airport. It's a nice layout. It's kind of modern inside. So I'm sitting here ready to go to Iraq. I start boarding in 1 hour to go to Erbil. I can't believe I'm going there. It's starting to hit me. I haven't been freaked out until now, but it's starting to hit me now that, oh my God, I'm going to Iraq as someone not in the army anymore. So we'll see how it goes. But hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button, drop us a subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss a single thing coming out of the adventure from across the world. And I will see you guys in Iraq.